Trila's stomach had given up growling. Now it just curled in on itself like a dying animal. Her tongue felt like cloth. Her body, barely wrapped in torn fiber rags, shivered from more than the cold. The city dome had collapsed 3 cycles ago. The upper districts sealed off food. What was left of the population fought over moldy bread and corpse scraps. And her last trade? A broken filter cartridge. Worth nothing. She crouched at the edge of the trade pit, hair knotted, scent glands half firing from desperation. Her species didn't beg, they bartered. Skin, service, secrets. She had no secrets left. Just skin. Her pheromones kicked up, involuntary, triggered by starvation. Nearby traders glanced, sniffed. Some smirked. One approached with a blood-stained ration pack and unzipped pants. She forced herself not to cry. Just open her arms, like instinct commanded. Then a voice cut through the market. Wow! This the line for bread or body parts? Heads turned. A human. Unshaven, grease-stained jacket, boots falling apart, one arm cradling a sack of scavenged junk. The other held a sandwich? The smirking trader grunted. Walk away, Terran. She's not for you. Didn't say she was. But she looks like she'd rather eat than entertain. Trila blinked. The man turned to her, pulled something from his pocket. A cracked ration bar. He tossed it. She caught it on reflex. He said, I pay in calories, not flesh. Sorry to disappoint your instincts. She bit into it, nearly choking. Dry, chalky protein paste. Heavenly. He pulled out a crumpled thermal wrap. Tossed that too. Name's Mac, he muttered. Engineer. Scaver. Idiot magnet. Trila stared. You're not claiming me? Lady, I don't even know what species you are. I'm Vishari. You gave me food. Yeah. People do that when someone looks half dead. You triggered bonding law. I'm yours now. He raised an eyebrow. I just gave you a snack. She straightened, instincts flaring. Use shared sustenance. That fulfills Clause 17 of the Emergency Survival Mating Compact. He held up his hands. Okay. Not trying to start a cross-species custody battle here. Can we skip the interstellar prenup and maybe get you warm first? A laugh almost escaped her. Almost. He offered his hand. She hesitated. Took it. It was warm. Solid. He pulled her up, then frowned at the state of her clothing. You're kind of bare. I said so. Yeah, but I thought it was a metaphor. It wasn't. Of course it wasn't. He sighed. Aliens and literalism. Great combo. She felt lightheaded again. The food helped, but her legs still shook. Mac noticed. Slung his sack onto one shoulder, scooped her up with a grunt. Okay. Carrying the nude alien now. This day's officially weird. I'm not nude. Could have fooled my eyes. And gravity. She flushed violet. Are all humans this crude? No. Some are polite. I'm just hungry and sarcastic. She muttered. You fed me. Now you own me. He rolled his eyes. You keep saying that like it's a threat. Listen, I don't want to own anybody. I just want to not watch someone collapse in a gutter. Most males would take what I offered. I'm not most males. You're not even clothed properly. Touché. She nestled closer, despite herself. The wrap itched less when she wasn't shaking. His scent was strange, metal, oil, something burnt and oddly comforting. Where are you taking me? My shack. Don't get ideas. It's got walls, a heater, and leftover beans. That's all. She whispered. You're filling me. With beans. Not euphemisms. He stopped walking. Looked down at her. Do all your sentences come with double meanings? We mate through scent and resource sharing. Everything means something. Right. Cultural misunderstandings. Sexy starvation. My favorite sci-fi trope. She tilted her head. You are odd. He smirked. So they keep telling me. She muttered, almost too quiet. Thank you? For the food? For not being like the others. He was quiet. For once. Then, just don't bite me in my sleep. I'm allergic to weird bonding laws. I only bite during ritual. Not helping, sweetheart. But he kept walking. And her scent? It lingered in the air around him, thick, confused, and undeniably curious. Mac's shack was barely 4 walls and a roof made of scrap plating and optimism, but to Trila it was a palace. Heat flowed through the cracked pipes. The flickering lights hummed instead of buzzing. There were blankets. She blinked at a strange plastic seat until he told her it was a toilet and to please not use it for meditation. He tossed her a shirt, stained, oversized, warm. She slipped it on without hesitation, the hem brushing her thighs. Her scent glands tingled. It wasn't just food. It was shelter. Comfort. He had given her everything the city had denied her. By Vishari law, she was his now. But he still acted like she was just a guest. He handed her a dented bowl of beans. She took it slowly, unsure. You're not going to ask for repayment? Lady, I'd barely have the energy to heat canned food, let alone negotiate interspecies fornication protocols. She sniffed the beans. They smell hostile. They taste worse. Welcome to human cuisine. She dipped a finger, licked it. Her nose wrinkled. She kept eating. You could have demanded anything. I did. I demanded you not collapse. She watched him work on a console, tool sparks flying. You joke too much. It's how we hide the trauma. She blinked. That's actually kind of hot. He coughed. Let's pretend you didn't say that while wearing my shirt and licking beans off your fingers. I could remove the shirt. Still pretending. She studied him. Greasy hair. Sharp eyes. Hands that moved with purpose. No hesitation. Not graceful, efficient. She recognized skill. Dominance through creation. Her species respected that. So did her biology. It kept reacting every time he fixed something. Which, apparently, was everything. You built this place yourself? Scavenged it. Patched the solar. Hacked the purifier. Why? You're competent. Oh no, he groaned. Don't use that tone. That's how marriages start in some cultures. She stared at him. You mock, but I'm serious. Feeding, housing, protecting, these are bonding behaviors. Lady, I'm an engineer, not a boyfriend. She stood up. The shirt slipped off one shoulder. You still fed me. I gave you a snack. Not a vow. She stepped closer. You put clothes on me. Because nudity makes conversation awkward. You gave me beans. I'm starting to regret that part. Her pheromones thickened. He sniffed the air. Is something leaking? Me. He blinked. Instinct discharge. I'm not in control. Oh, great. I turned on the space fox. I'm not a fox. You're fox adjacent. She was within inches now. Her pupils dilated. Her breath shallow. I need to complete the bond. You need to sit down and stop looming like a sexy predator. She growled. Do you think this is a joke? I think everything's a joke. Otherwise, I'd cry. She paused. Something shifted. A beat of respect. Or confusion. You're afraid? He looked at her for real. You think I'm not? She tilted her head. You don't act it. That's the trick. Act like nothing scares you, and people don't see the cracks. I see yours. He almost smiled. Well then, guess we're even. She backed off slowly. Her instincts screamed. Her mind didn't. You're not trying to control me. Nope. Or own me. Nope. You're letting me choose. He nodded. Welcome to the weird part of humanity. Consent and kindness. She blinked. Consent. It's like permission. But with trust. She sat again. This time beside him. Close, but not touching. Her body trembled, not from hunger, but conflict. Everything in her biology said claim, everything in her gut said wait. She whispered, "Then I choose, not yet." He smiled. "Took you long enough." She looked at the beans. Then back at him. "Can I have more? Of the beans or the bonding?" "Both." He groaned. "This is going to be a long apocalypse." The next day, Mac handed her a cracked tablet covered in old schematics and a half-filled mug of synth coffee that smelled like regret. Trila sipped it anyway. Her body still ached, but it was clearer now. She wasn't just warm and fed, she was lucid, dangerous, and curious again. "You said you need to reach the city AI?" she said, eyes locked on a collapsing access tunnel marked in red. "That's suicide. Technically. But only if we do it wrong." He smirked. "Which we probably will." She raised an eyebrow. "Why?" "Because the AI controls the ration locks. I'm going to reset the distribution matrix. Spread the stockpiles. Feed the dome rats. Start a riot." "You're insane." "No, just poorly socialized and morally confused." She tilted her head. "You could have traded me. Sold me. You didn't. You gave me calories and sarcasm. And now you want to destabilize a system. Not want. Need. I was born on a broken earth. I know the smell of a starved child. It's universal." She looked at him like she'd never seen him before. Her instincts twisted again. Not just attraction, reverence. Her people didn't venerate warriors. They worshipped those who fixed what others broke. "All right," she said softly. "I'll show you the back tunnels. But if I die, I'll haunt you." He grinned. "Joke's on you. I collect ghosts." They moved through the ruined alleys, shadows long and air thick with rust and soot. He was clumsy but clever. She was nimble but out of breath often. He carried her when he had to. Grumbling. Always grumbling. The tunnel to the AI core stank of ozone and mold. Walls pulsed faintly with backup power. The console they found was partially active, just enough to tempt fate. Mac cracked open a panel, muttered human profanities, and started rewiring with stripped cords and an old plasma igniter. Trila leaned against the wall, watching. His focus was unnatural. Pure. He muttered code and protocol like prayers. Hands never shook. He didn't notice when her scent spiked again. "What happens if you succeed?" she asked. "People get food. The bosses get mad. I probably get shot." She stepped closer. "And me? You get blamed. Maybe hunted. You helped a Terran sabotage the great system. But I can scrub you from the logs." "No," she said. "I want them to know I chose this." He glanced up, face unreadable. "You don't owe me anything. I owe myself. I'm not bare anymore. You gave me more than food." He chuckled. "You're gonna make me feel feelings, and I hate that." A beep interrupted them. The AI core flickered alive. The system blinked and loaded. In an old dialect. She stepped forward, fingers flying across the alien interface. Her language. Her ancestors' script. She navigated instinctively, unlocking sectors he couldn't even read. Suddenly a prompt appeared. "Register partner unit." Mac blinked. What's that?" She paused. "It's asking for identity. If we proceed, I need to register the operator." "So? Put my name in." "No. Not just your name. Your bond. It's asking if we're joined. Like romantically? Legally. Culturally. Matriarchal claim. If I press yes, I'm yours in the system. Fully." He hesitated. "And if you don't? We can't access distribution codes." He swallowed. "You sure?" She looked at him, deadly serious. "Are you?" He smiled weakly. "Well, you've seen me unclog a toilet and eat cold beans. If that's still sexy to you, go for it." She pressed yes. The system chirped. Their biometrics locked. Lights flared. Outside, Vending machines rebooted. Distribution panels unlocked. The dome shifted. Somewhere, people screamed. And ate. Trila exhaled. Then turned. It's done. I am yours. He scratched his head. I thought I was yours. You are. It goes both ways now. Like a proper malfunctioning romance. She laughed. He looked shaken. A little proud. A lot terrified. And under all that, just a hint of possessiveness. She could smell it. And it wasn't entirely one-sided. By the time they made it back to the shack, the city had already changed. People were shouting in disbelief as rations dropped from autofeeders long thought dead. Lines formed instead of riots. Even the scum who once tried to trade her for moldy meat now stood blinking under the weight of actual bread. Trila didn't say a word. Neither did Mac. The air between them was thick with tension, not from danger, but from everything unsaid. He set down his tools, exhaled like he'd been holding his breath for a decade. She stood beside him, arms crossed, wearing his shirt, her eyes sharp and unreadable. You saved them, she said. I just fixed the thing. No. You changed everything. I just rerouted a system. You did the real work. I pressed a button. Yeah, but you looked good doing it. She chuckled under her breath, then went quiet. He turned toward her, and for once, didn't try to hide behind sarcasm. I meant what I said, he murmured. I didn't want anything from you. Just didn't want to walk past someone dying. I know, she replied. That's what makes it worse. Worse? You were kind. Without motive. That's dangerous. It made me feel like I mattered before I earned it. He blinked, unsure how to respond. She stepped closer. My people bond through need. Instinct. Debt. But what I feel now, it's not because I owe you anything. That's good, he said carefully. Because I didn't do this to collect favors. She looked at him differently then, like he was something rare and confusing and frustratingly gentle. You registered me as yours. I thought you were doing that. No. You're in the system as my partner. You touched the console. It scanned you. Oh. You're legally my chosen. Not my owner. My equal. He scratched his beard. That's new. She stepped even closer. So, what now? I guess I make more beans. And if I want more than beans? Then I guess I'm in trouble. She touched his chest. I don't want to be yours because of law. I want it because you fed me and didn't ask for anything. You gave me space, warmth, stupid jokes, and dignity. He looked down at her hand, then up again. Still in my shirt. I can take it off. You always say that when I'm not ready. You never will be. Probably not. She leaned forward until their foreheads touched. Her pheromones buzzed. Warm. Not desperate. Just sure. Is this how humans bond? She whispered. We usually go slower. But I skipped that protocol the minute you bit into my ration bar. You didn't flinch when I said I was yours. Didn't seem like a bad deal. Then stop pretending you don't want me. He met her gaze. I'm not pretending. I'm just not rushing. Then kiss me slowly. She didn't wait for him to respond. She kissed him, not with hunger, but with finality. A seal. A vow. When she pulled back, he exhaled. I was going to offer you a sandwich. She smirked. You still can. But I'll be naked this time. He groaned. This is going to ruin beans forever. She grinned. Good. You owe me flavor. Outside, the dome breathed again. Inside, a Vishari survivor and a Terran misfit rewrote what bonding meant, not with power, but with absurdity, persistence, and one very unfortunate tin of beans.